Right, let's crack into our icebreaker round. We've got the Wheel of Misfortune here with a load of great categories on. Mark, if you'd do the business and spin the wheel for us. Let's see what we get. Advice. Right, so what is the best piece of advice that you've ever received? Or given?
Well,
Or could give. Or could give.
let's have a think. I think a great piece of advice, I do some teaching as a design teacher and an art teacher and stuff, and I think having ideas is key to a lot of creative work. And I think if you have an idea, go and do it. Because if you don't, ideas are floating around, someone else will grab it and someone else will do it. And it's kind of evident in what we've done. We've just had an idea and gone with it, and things have taken off. So go for it.
Go for it. That's a great piece of advice, isn't it?
Good piece of advice.
What's wrong with that, Harris?
Pete's reaction.
So, moving on to Bands FC, was it you thought of the original idea?
Well, it's Nick Fraser, who I do it with, and Tim Burgess from the Charlatans, and myself, around the whole time of the World Cup. So we've only been going about 8 weeks tops, and so when it was the World Cup, everything's football, everything on the TV, adverts, whatever, has to kind of a football slant. We said, what if bands have to have a football slant? And we were just texting each other like ideas of how it could happen, and it turned into badges. Yeah, we had a different idea initially. We found it was to do with players and shirts, but we found that the badges are where it's at, and knocked a couple up, and we're like, yeah, it's happening. We just went forward from there. We had loads.
It's a really good merger of stuff, I think, isn't it? Like football and music in general.
It is football, music, and design as well, because design is a bit of a glue that holds those things together. So, you know, when you're a kid and you write bands on or football teams on your school books and stuff like that, and you draw logos and all that, you get really into that kind of thing, I think. So design's a big part of it.
I really like the Wham West Ham badge we've got on the table there, but what's the favourite badge that you've ever designed? Have you got a personal favourite?
I've got some favourites because of favourite bands. Like, I'm a big Echo and the Bunnymen fan. There's a new band out, The Fernway. I love them, they're brilliant. But I'm a massive Beatle head as well, so I like them ones. But I've got to say that we've done 400, or we've done more than 400 now, and I just move on. So it's what's just happening, and what's just happened. We've just done a prefab Sprout badge based on Albuquerque. Albuquerque. So we went for a team from there, which I'd not seen. I drew things off the badge and made that work for them. Yeah.
When you decide to do it, do you look at the actual logo and think I'll design something around that, or do you have a band that you want to?
It works in many ways. So West Ham obviously worked around W Ham for Wham. Yeah. You've got others where it's a sound-alike thing. Throbbing Gristle. Maybe not a really well-known band, but Partick Thistle, Motorhead, Motherwell, and you see them, and it just fits.
Yeah. There are a lot that you do, so bands say more associated with the city.
There are some, and there are some like we could only do Oasis with the city, but we did the Bunnymen with Liverpool, but not a lot. No, I think some people when they try and send us ideas are hooked on. That person doesn't come from that place, and it's about so much more than that. That's a tiny percentage of it. It can be, some badges have got, like the Cult badge, it's got a guy on, it's an American team, I can't remember the team, something called Reigns or something like that, and it looked like Ian Astbury from the Cult, who actually did a song called Rain. So little weird things happen, and things align that make it all come together.
Nice. And have you had any bands that have been in touch since you started doing this, Bands FC?
We have actually, lots. We've had... What's good about it is it's not just big name bands as well, it's a lot of smaller new bands, and I think that's a very good vehicle to get them. We've got over 40,000 followers on Twitter, and they're from all over the world, and so we might put a band out there that somebody in Mexico doesn't know or whatever, and people have come on saying, hey, I've picked up on Slow Readers Club, I didn't know about them, and I love them and they're great, and that's a good thing for me as a music lover, that we're turning people on to new bands. Yeah. But your question was about which which bands have been in touch and stuff like that. So we've had quite a lot. We've had bands like Pulp have given us the go-ahead to produce their badge on a shirt to raise money for a children's charity in Sheffield. The Flaming Lips, they loved theirs, they want shirts, they've been in touch as well, so we're talking to these people. Other bands that we're working with, we work with the bands to produce like special merchandise like enamel badges or shirts. And badges that we've done as enamel badges, we've done Frightened Rabbit, that was sold out in 2 minutes, 1,000 badges, a £5 each, and raised 100%. All the money went to a charity that the band are setting up in memory of their singer, Scott. Yes. And the Charlatans enamel badge goes on sale this Saturday, and that's raising money for a brain tumour charity, as their drummer John Brooks sadly passed away, I think it was 8 years ago, of brain tumour. And public service broadcasting as well is going on sale on Friday. They're really nice badges, and that's also raising money for charity. So loads of bands, all the bands have got in touch about the designs. So Franz Ferdinand, we were designing theirs, and sometimes we put it out on Twitter like, here's a bit of here's some work in progress. And comment, I like the top right one. It's Alex Kapranos from Franz Ferdinand. He's jumping in, so we're like, because I was thinking, I kind of like this one here. And when he said that, I was like, we have to go with that one. And now that's the one it is. Other bands have been involved. The Cribs have been involved. They said, we like Huddersfield Town. One of us lives in Portland, Oregon, and we like this team. Fused those together, made them a badge.
So there's been some really good causes come out of it.
Absolutely, yeah.
And you've just started an exhibition at the Football Museum as well.
We have.
How did that come about?
It came about, this thing has just snowballed out of control, really.
Like you said, 8 weeks.
We've only been going 8 weeks. And when we started it, we were like, imagine if we could do a sticker book or something like that. And, imagine if we could exhibit these. We've got about 25, I don't know. And we're like, imagine if we could exhibit these at the Football Museum. And we've got probably over 100 in there at the moment.
Amazing.
Yeah, we are being approached by people to do this. At the moment, we've got an exhibition about to start in New York, which that's this Saturday. That's with Ben Sherman. They've got a brand new pop-up shop, and they approached us to have over 160 designs on the wall in record sleeves, and that's there. We've got the British Embassy in Mexico were looking for a new way to rebrand their kind of transport system, and they were looking for something that culturally said, Britain's cool, it's artistic, it has great music, it has great football. And somebody said, have you seen this Bands FC thing? And they were like, we're showing them. So they're having this thing in the station with a load of posters to exhibit. So they're contacting us, honestly, it's amazing.
Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you subscribe below and ding that notification bell to get our latest uploads into your inbox.